Hello and welcome to a video covering the final Elder Gold dungeon front, being the full front, which is basically the RuneScape 3 Inferno. As a quick reminder, if you enjoy content related to RuneScape, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and with that being said, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. On Monday, the 25th of October, the 4th Elder Gold dungeon front will release, and this front brings Zuk to RuneScape 3. But before I go over all the juicy details, enjoy the fantastic trailer they created for this update.
I am born again in fire. Beneath Sentistan, I await a worthy foe. Is there anyone in this alliance worthy enough to face me? Refuse, and this world will burn. This myself.
Alright, let's start with the boss mechanics and information. This is a wave by wave boss and it is a solo encounter only. There are no requirements to enter, but of course having good combat stats and gear is recommended. This front is not a safe death. If you die at this boss, you will go to Death's office, much like other bosses, but there is a practice mode and you can teleport out if you want to. As you can see, there's both a normal and hard mode is unlocked after fully completing a normal mode kill, presumably without the checkpoint system. There will be 18 waves, and the final wave will of course be you fighting against Zuk. It was made clear on stream that Zuk will not be as simple or easy as Harakan or Jad, which will also be returning in a buffed up state. Yes, it was specifically said that Harakan is returning with some kind of buff, and he can also drop the Shrimpy pet, which means you no longer need to do the fight kiln for the pet if you don't want to.
I mean, Harakan got upgrades. I think we can go with that.
Now, I briefly said something about a checkpoint system, and that's because there is a checkpoint system, presumably for every 2 rounds leading up to round 16. On stream, they said rounds 2, 4, and 6. I'm not entirely sure how this will work, but it was said that you do still gain loot even if you fail the entire fight, because every round you get some kind of common loot. You will, however, not get a kill count timer, and you won't get the rare drops if you use checkpoints. As for other information, the obsidian helmet buff will work on the creatures inside the actual fight, but it won't work on Zuk himself. As for all of the existing fight kill minions or trash mobs, they have all been buffed and they also have abilities now, much like elves in Profidinas. If you're wondering about the deals, there won't be any deals in this RuneScape 3 Inferno fight, but there will be something else just as annoying, if not more annoying.
Are there deals?
No. There's something probably equally annoying, and I'm sure Mod Ramen is like screeching behind the scenes. There is no deals.
As for rewards, we have a tier 95 melee 2-handed weapon which has a special attack known as Igneous Cleave. It will deal an initial 62 to 190% ability damage plus 6 hits of 30 to 105% ability damage, increasing by 5% for each hit. And every time this target that is already bleeding is hit with a burn or bleed ability, while this ability is going, which goes on for 14.4 seconds, an additional hit will be added up to a maximum of 5 hits. Next up, we have 4 new best in slot capes for magic, ranged, melee, and a hybrid cape. These have 57 armor and give 43 strength bonus in their respective styles and 2 prayer bonus. The melee version has a passive where overpower only requires 60% of the usual adrenaline and it hits twice. The ranged version reduces the adrenaline cost of Deadshot to 60% and it allows Deadshot to deal more damage and bleed for much longer. The magic version does something very similar, reducing the adrenaline cost to 60% for the Omni Power ability, but instead of buffing the damage, it will reduce the damage per hit, but allows it to hit 4 times, with each hit dealing 80 to 180% ability damage. I believe this makes Omnipower a channeled ability, but I'm not entirely sure, but if that is the case, the Channeler's Ring is going to be great with this ability. The hybrid version is basically a combined version of all of these, and it retains every single effect. Now you can get this cape by upgrading a regular base kiln cape using an igneous stone. You can get these stones by completing a normal kill without any checkpoints. You will get one every single kill, which means you'll have a surplus of these, and you can actually disassemble the ones you have spare. The hybrid version requires the original 3 to create it, and it requires a flawless hard mode kill, which means no checkpoints, no dying, plus something else they didn't want to mention. There's also a Lil Zuck pet, with a prestige version of this pet which will require 200 hard mode kills. There's also a new magic AoE ability known as Magma Tempest, which will allow you to point and click on a tile and create a 5x5 damage dealing area on that location. This AoE effect will last for 9.6 seconds and hit 8 times for 5 to 25% damage. There will also be a new godbook, a little Berserker godbook, which has a 6.6% chance to activate, allowing you to deal 20% more damage, but take 10% more damage for 15 seconds. There will also be a new quiver known as the Pernix quiver, which will allow you to store 2 different types of ammo, being 2 criminal bolts, arrows and bolts, and automatically swap when you're using a ranged or crossbow weapon. And on top of that, it also has a passive which gives your ranged attacks plus 4% max damage when fighting against targets below 20 or 25% health. In the stream they said 20%, on the news post it says 25%, I'm not sure, it could be either of those. You can craft the quiver with 100 fragments, which you'll be able to find once you've fully upgraded your Pontifex ring, allowing you to obtain tier 3 Elder Troves. The Pernix quiver is tradable when first crafted, but once you use it, it's untradable and bound to your account. Upgrading the Pontifex ring will also give you every single effect as a passive permanently, so upgrading it with that 1000 anima full is going to be a good thing to do. And of course, when this boss is released, it will be a free death week. I'm personally extremely excited for this front. I've always liked the fight kiln, but I thought it was kind of a little bit too easy nowadays, at least with my gear and stats. Or I'm just too used to it, so I'm looking forward to a wave-like challenge, and I like that your time isn't completely wasted if you can't make it to the end. I'm really curious on how hard mode is going to be. I'm assuming since it is the best in-slot hybrid cape, it's going to be tougher than all of the bosses we currently have. I'm also pretty sure I heard the J-Mod say that this was supposed to be the hardest Elder Goddess dungeon front, although I'm not sure how this will compare to 4K Glacier, but let's be honest, that's not something I can tell you, but Evil Lucario probably will be able to. I hope I'll be able to get a hard mode kill within the first month. It's probably going to be pretty hard, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This boss will drop right in the middle of my exam weeks of quarter 1, so it's going to be a challenge to create content on this while also studying for exams, but I'm sure I'll be able to handle it. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it interesting. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.